Welcome to the Remark Software YouTube channel. The video you are about to see showcases the setup guide in Gravik's Remark Test Grading Edition software. The first time you run Remark Test Grading Edition, and any time you add a new instructor, you are prompted to use the setup guide. When entering information into the setup guide, you can use the Next button to move from step to step, or click an option in the left pane. Many of these options are located in the Settings section of the software, should you need to make any changes later on. The first step of the setup guide is the Instructor Information. This tab allows you to enter an instructor name. For this demo, I will be entering the instructor name, Mr. Richardson. From here, I can click the Next button to proceed through the setup guide. You will now be placed into the Student IDs window. Student IDs are used within the software to keep track of students. You can specify student ID numbers, or you can allow the software to automatically assign these. Entering your own student ID numbers is useful if you want to identify students by a predetermined identifier. Student ID numbers can be used on reports and when exporting grades to gradebook programs. Allowing the software to generate student ID numbers is useful if you do not have preset IDs. When the software assigns student ID numbers, they are hidden from view throughout the application as they are only used behind the scenes. I am going to select the option to manually enter the ID numbers for my students. Once you've made your decision regarding student IDs, click Next to proceed. The Classes step of the setup guide allows you to create your class rosters. We recommend using this step the first time you run the software to create at least one class. Additional classes can be added later within the Remark Test Grading Edition user interface. The class name for this demo will be History 101. In this window, you can manually enter, import, or copy and paste your class rosters. For demonstration purposes, I will be manually entering this information. As you can see, I have one column for my student IDs and another for my student names. If I had chosen to auto-generate the student IDs, I would not see the first column in this window. When you are finished creating your class, click the Create button. You can continue to add classes here or click the Next button to continue. The Test Answer Sheet Favorites window allows you to choose the answer sheets you intend to use. By filtering the list of answer sheets, you will have fewer items listed when printing tests, making the software easier to navigate. When it comes time to create tests, you will have options for forms with 30 to 200 questions that contain the answer choices you specify here. For example, if you only use A through E answer choices, you can select them in this window. No other answer sheets will be available when printing tests. I am going to select the option to Select All. This allows me to see all of the available test answer sheets that the software has to offer. Once you are finished selecting the test answer sheets, click the Next button to continue. The Scanner step of the setup guide allows you to set a default scanner. You must first install the scanner and its software before configuring it in Remark Test Grading Edition. The scanner only needs to be set up one time per installation. This tab allows you to configure your TWAIN-compliant scanner. Remark Test Grading Edition is designed to work with most TWAIN-compliant scanners. Once your scanner is installed, if you plan to scan directly into Remark Test Grading Edition, select the option for Yes, I would like to configure a scanner. The software will then detect your hardware and provide you with the scanner name. I will be using an Epson GT S80. Remark Test Grading Edition can also import images scanned by a multifunction printer or other image scanner. If you will be using this option, you can skip the scanner step by selecting No, I do not want to configure a scanner now. Since I have detected my desktop scanner, I will select Next to proceed. This brings us to the Hot Folder window. The Hot Folder option allows you to tell Remark Test Grading Edition where to look for image files that you scan outside of the software. This option is typically used when you are using a multifunction printer to scan test forms. You can scan forms at the device and send the resulting images to a folder on your network or to your email. Remark Test Grading Edition can then monitor the folder containing the images. When it finds images, the software matches them to the appropriate test for processing. It is important to note that if you scan to email, you need to move the images from your email program to a folder on your computer or network that Remark Test Grading Edition can access. If you have a scanner directly connected to the computer, you can skip the hot folder step by selecting No, I do not wish to set up a hot folder now. I am going to set the software to read a hot folder saved to my desktop. This will allow me to continue to the hot folder images window. This step specifies what to do with images in the hot folder once they've been processed. You have two choices when it comes to the processed images. You can delete them or move them to another location. Deleting them removes them permanently. Moving them allows you to archive them elsewhere should you need to keep the processed images. If you are not using a hot folder, you can skip this step entirely. The final step of the setup guide is the Finish window. This window allows you to end the setup guide, or, if you need to make changes to any of the information provided, you can click the desired tab on the left. When you are finished with the setup guide, Remark Test Grading Edition will automatically launch the user interface. You will see the class entered in the setup guide now in the drop-down menu in the Choose Class window. At this point, you can begin to print, process, and grade your tests. If you need to add additional profiles, you can simply click the Instructor Profiles option in the top right corner. Once selected, you will see a drop-down menu containing any instructor profiles you have added. Please note that your license model may restrict the number of instructor profiles allowed. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the Remark Test Grading Edition Setup Guide. For more information, please contact the Remark sales team or visit our website to sign up to receive the latest news and updates from the Remark Products Group. Thank you for your interest in the Remark software.